Hi, today we will be doing the second physiology video on the cell, so it should be under 10 minutes. So there are two main parts of the cell. One is the nucleus, which is the center, and outside the nucleus is called the cytoplasm. All the nucleus and the cell itself has a membrane. Okay, the cell membrane is called a phospholipid bilayer. So it's a layer of fat lah. Later you will learn why all these different parts of the cell need to have a separate membrane is to keep it's to provide a barrier lah, from the outside cannot come in lah. Okay, harder to come in, and then some cells have fat in as an energy storehouse. Like for example, the muscles need to keep a small reserve of fat. It's a mini storehouse. So and then uh, there's this body called endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this is actually like a tunnel system. So all the molecules, the molecules will go through the tunnel, and when they go through it, it will be processed. So they will start to, and this is the tunnel where they start to synthesize a lot of enzymes here, and uh, it also manufactures the lipid. Lipid is for the membrane. So and it also detoxify drugs, right? And then this endoplasmic reticulum is connected to the Golgi apparatus. Once it comes to Golgi apparatus, there'll be four. Later I'll show the picture lah. There are four layers, usually four or more layers. This is something like a tunnel, but it's more like a surface area to increase the surface area. So it will be connected to the ER, and then it will process. They will process after processing from the Golgi, it will process into lysosomes, and then you will produce some produce sweat in the skin, and other materials you will process further, go to the lysosome. Then lysosome are considered the digestive system. Anything like food, bacteria, or damaged structures, it will eat it. Okay, and then it has about 40, there are about 40, as many as 40 enzymes inside this lysosome. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Picture. So the top picture, you can see the purple color. This is the mitochondria. Later I will cover this mitochondria. So this orange color one is the Golgi, is the ER lah, endoplasmic reticulum. It's all this tunnel, and it will be connected to the Golgi apparatus. Where is the Golgi apparatus? The Golgi apparatus is beside the nucleus. The bottom picture. Bottom picture on the right hand side, you can see, yeah, normally on one side, on two sides of the nucleus, there will be this Golgi apparatus, right? And then the ER is connected. You can see the ER on the bottom picture is connected to the Golgi. So you can see the Golgi on the bottom left picture is a set of tunnels, right? And on the top picture, you can see that there's this. It looks like a structure. Actually, there's all cells has a skeleton. Okay, so you can see a lot of filaments here. You can see if to provide a structure. That's why our muscles, for example, our heart, our kidneys, they have some hardness to it, right? It's because the cells themselves has a structure. Okay, let's move on. So next is mitochondria. Mitochondria is considered like the powerhouse of the cell. There are about 100 to a few thousand in mitochondria in the cell itself. Okay, so for example, heart, you need a lot of energy. So heart cells will have a lot of mitochondria. So the word mito comes from thread or mitos. Okay, so there are many threads all around the body, the cell, and it uses enzyme to produce energy. How it produces energy is the byproduct of the chemical reaction. You will be CO2 and water. Okay, they call it hydrolase. So water is produced, and then you come out a very high energy molecule. called ATP lah. So this mitochondria has its own DNA, so it can replicate by itself. So if you got one mitochondria, it will keep producing until you got many mitochondria inside. And this ATP, why is it so strong? Is because there are two phosphorus bonds. Phosphate bonds. So these two phosphate bonds is very easily broken. It can be broken instantly, and once it breaks, 1,200 calories per mole. Okay, this is a very high energy lah, compared with normal chemical bonds. Right. And 95% of ATP is formed in the mitochondria, and most energy is used to transport ions. For example, especially like the kidney cells, they need to transport ions from the outside, to come in. So when from the outside to come in, sometimes the kinetic energy is not enough, so you need a special energy for transport. And just now I already explained there's a cytoskeleton form. So it starts with the ribosome. The ribosome is the DNA. It will read the DNA, and then from the ribosome, all this network of tunnels and tubules will be formed to connected to the ribosome. Okay, and then it gives a rigid structure. Last one is the movement of cells. So cells also can move. There are few ways the cells can move. One is endocytosis. Endocytosis means eating food, how you eat the food. So this eating is not the small eating. The small eating, of course, they can pass through the membrane of the cell and then come in. But the big eating, especially for white blood cells, is called phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is where the cell, you can see the picture here on the right. It will surround the molecule, like the bacteria. It will surround it, and then it will swallow it. Okay. Pinocytosis is also the same. It's also pinching, but it's for smaller molecules. And amoeboid movement is some cells can crawl, especially the white blood cells. They will project away. So the front end will move forward, and then it will stick there, and then it will pull the back forward. That's how the white blood cells can move. And then cilia is like it's a whip kind of shape. It will whip, especially in the kidney cells, kidney tubular cells. There's a whipping movement. And then a ciliary is like the sperm. Why the tail can move so that it can swim. Okay, so these are some of the basic features of the cell. Thank you.